How to stay in great football shape over winter and pre-season. It will be tough and it might also suck at times, but it's good for you. By the way, you know what's also good for you? Subscribing to this channel right here in order for you to improve as a football player. So make sure you've done that. Now let's get to work. Because guys, if you're serious about your football, you want to come back at your very best, ready to hit the ground running when the winter break and pre-season is over. So we're gonna do some ball mastery, some touch stuff, we're gonna do some high intensity running, which is gonna suck, and also we're gonna do some stamina and fitness running. And the only important thing to remember before you get started is to make sure that you warmed up nicely and stretched well, really well actually, just to make sure you don't get any silly injuries before the whole thing has started. Because that would be really, really stupid. So stretch. Like that. Ooh. Yeah. So the first bit here is also the most fun because it's actually the one where we get to play with the ball. And I know that winter trainings, they're not the most fun because it's usually pretty cold and also it's around Christmas, we eat a lot, we chill a lot. But winter training, guys, listen to me here. Winter trainings are important. I usually say that if you can manage to keep your touch sharp over the winter period, you've come a really long way in being ready for that spring season. Now, what I usually like to do is to do some dribbling and some touch drills combined with some actual running. But if you're having a slow day, and I guess we all know those, right? Especially in winter. You can also do some more stationary ball mastery drills just to focus on the touch. And you can find a lot of those if you click the link right up there where the Ball Mastery Sensei 7MLC will teach you how it's done. But for those days, and I hope there are more of those than the slow days where you actually want to go out, do some work and improve, you can start out with this. Find a line that you have as a baseline, then you run out to a cone, somehow weave your way around that. You find a line of cones that you basically dribble in between, constantly shifting your feet, little touches keeping your ball close, run up to another cone, and then you sprint home. Take a little bit of a breather, and then do the whole thing again, and again, and again. Another one, and another one. But once you've had enough another ones, you can move on to this one where you have a set of scattered cones in a zigzag-like pattern. Just start out from your baseline, run out, turn the cones, and do it keeping the ball close, down in your knees to keep a low center of gravity, and then run as fast as you possibly can. Come out, leave the ball at the cone, and sprint home. Take a little bit of a breather again, and you know what you're then gonna do, Khaled?
Another one.
He said it, so you better do it. Then we move on to the most fun thing about playing football. And no, it's not sprinting and it's definitely not doing sit-ups. It's shooting, for me at least. And I think you could and probably should take shots from different positions around the box so it's not just doing the same thing over and over. Let's start with this position right here, where I like to have some cones that I can shuffle around, bend down in those knees, work those legs and get on your toes so you activate all of the muscles in the legs. Then you run over, you take the ball, run with purpose against the cone, little shoulder drop, and you take a nice shot and you score. Now here, guys, it's important that you do all of this with purpose. Shoot like you mean it. This is practice for when you're in a match situation, and do these things match relevant is what makes the difference. But once you're done with all of the fun stuff, I guess you can reward yourself by finishing the training session with a few high-intensity runs. The first one, and I say the first one, is the Scottish run or the suicide run or whatever you want to call it. It absolutely sucks, but sadly it's also one of the most effective drills that I personally know. Basically, you start at a line, you have 3 cones where you sprint to the first, you return. You sprint to the second, return, sprint to the third, and the return. And the thing is, guys, there's no holding back here. You have to go absolutely full pelt all the way to every cone and back, 115%. And I know, it's a god-awful feeling when you're on the way to the third cone and your body is screaming, "Stop it, Jay, stop it, I'm done." But you just have to remember, this is good for you, right? So keep going, come back, and if you're ready,
another one.
And finally, for the real ones, we have a drill that you can finish things off with that I don't think has an official name, but I like to call it the Infinity Loop of Doom. Because this is rough. You basically start in a corner, then you sprint full pelt, and I'm talking max freaking speed to the other corner. When you get there, you jog along the goal line to that corner, and then once again you sprint to that corner right over there. That's one round. Now, you can do another one, and my question to you is just, do you want to get in shape, or do you want to sit down and eat a burger?
Burger, I want a burger!
That's a fair priority, and I'd probably also only do one of these, because it's really rough. But this is a difference maker. And if you can do two, I salute you. You're the boss. But thankfully, it's not all insanity running, because you also want to hit the roads and do a little bit of fitness running to increase your overall stamina. Now, personally, I like to run the 5K, but honestly, you can run whatever feels good for you. And I typically start by running at a pace that's a bit more comfortable, where you feel a bit more controlled and you run a little bit slower, just to get going. And then after you get a few runs under your belt and your stamina increases, you can then push yourself a little bit more and pick up the pace. Now, this actually managed to get me from 23 minutes on the 5K to 18 and a half minutes. And just doing that, I could really feel a massive difference in terms of my fitness and stamina when I was playing on the pitch. And the good thing is that doing this is not exactly rocket science. There are tons of apps that you can download, and it'll help you plan your runs, tell you exactly what to do. So get one of those and start running. Of course, guys, these things are just ideas. You can do whatever you want, but the important thing is just that you get out there, that you work on your touch, and you work especially on your fitness. And I guarantee you that when you hit the first training, you're gonna feel much better and you'll be much sharper. So, like these guys say, just do it. It's actually true. But guys, what should we look into next? Let me know in the comment section right down below, and then maybe go and gear up with some new training gear or some new boots via the link to unisportstore.com right over there. And then, as I said in the beginning, remember to subscribe to the channel or check out the playlist right down there if you want to improve even further as a footballer. And with those words, I'll be signing off. Cheerio.